So for years after that, people wouldn't eat or buy anything from this farmer of the crops that he grew in that field because they were afraid that it was going to have some sort of spiritual consequence. Exactly. Yeah.
You ate that corn on the cob, huh? That was really my penis.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was enormous.
That was the wisest corn cob. So huge.
No, it's delicious too. It's not what I wanted. But
fucking eggplant is
not complaining, I guess.
It's like freaking. It's about the size of my forearm. It's like.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Shadows and Sightings, a paranormal comedy podcast where we talk about all things spooky. I'm Taylor.
I'm Nick.
And we're going back to the beginning today, going back to our roots, back to episode 1, when we were just little babies, little baby podcasters.
Starting out fresh.
Not an idea of what this would be. And still don't. I still don't have an idea of what this is.
Nope. Not a single clue. But I think we're doing good.
I think so. This is going to be 8 episodes?
50, yeah, something like that.
By the time this one gets released into the public domain.
50, yeah, something like that.
We're somewhere in the 50s. If not, we're on the 60s, which is just crazy to think about that we've done almost 60 episodes now at this point. But it's been a fun time. Fun ride so far.
Yeah. Can't even think. It doesn't seem like we've done that many. I'm trying to think back to all the different topics that we like. It's getting to the point now where it's like, did we do an episode on that? Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
Did talk about that.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, when we first started, we bulk recorded 3 episodes. Can you remember which they were? Can you remember what episodes they were?
The Jersey Devil was one.
Correct.
Wasn't it like a Haunted Frederick?
I don't think that was one of our first
initial ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blanking on the. Probably Goes to Gettysburg.
Yep.
Was the other
correct.
One. I'm blanking on the third one.
That's correct. The Roswell incident.
That was my next guess. Sure.
Yeah, we picked one I wanted to do, which was the Ghost of Gettysburg, and we picked one you wanted to do, the Roswell incident, and then we picked one that we thought would be a nice introduction into the world of the cryptids and the Jersey Devil. So what I wanted to do was go back to the Ghosts of Gettysburg, because that's one of my favorite topics to talk about.
Sure.
And since we were just baby podcasters back then, we probably didn't do that episode justice. So kind of do a remastered edition. You got Assassin's Creed Black Flag coming out, remastered edition.
Oh, yeah.
We have multiple remasters of Skyrim. Why can't we do the same thing? We can remaster some episodes. So we're going back to visit our Ghosts of Gettysburg episode. But before we do that, of course, we're going to have our Cryptid Corner featuring Nick with a story this week, following up on a Cryptid Corner that we had a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago anyway. A couple episodes ago.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago we talked about there's been a rash of nuclear scientists. I think at one point there was like a military officer or general that also went missing. And there was a lot of speculation.
High-ranking scientists, government scientists.
Like government officials and things like that that have kind of gone missing over the last couple of years. And of course, people seeing it, noticing a trend, or like, hey,
these guys all had something in common.
Yeah, they were working on like top secret initiatives. And
NASA scientists.
NASA, there was some like aerospace engineers in that mix. And the speculation was that they probably knew a thing or two about UFOs. And that's like why they've been disappearing or whatever, is that, somebody's trying to like hush them up.
They knew too much.
Basically. One of those individuals, one of those scientists, was Melissa Cassius. She was 54, and she went missing from Los Alamos National Laboratory. For those of you who don't know or might know, Los Alamos is where they tested the atomic bomb in World War II, like that area.
I did not know that.
And I'm like 99% sure that's what that was. I'm pretty sure it was like Los Alamos.
Could have fooled me.
No, but
I figured it was like a testing research lab near the Alamo.
Right?
Remember Los Alamos?
Yeah, right. But yeah, so it's been about a year since she went missing. But police have identified her remains. And of course, her disappearance has become part of a wider swirl of speculation over scientists and laboratory-linked employees who vanished or died under unclear circumstances. That spurred President Trump's attention and actually committed an oversight committee to kind of look into it a little bit. The New Mexico State Police Investigations Bureau was informed Thursday that a hiker found Cassius at the McGaffey Ridge area of the Carson National Forest with a handgun alongside her remains.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the cause and quote, the cause and manner of death have not yet been determined, according to police, which noted the officer of the medical investigator identified the remains as those of Cassius, but they're conducting a further investigation. I saw somewhere that they were saying that they do suspect foul play.
Well, yeah, it's so easy to look at it and be like, oh, she killed herself. That's suicide.
Yeah, but
with a handgun, somebody was out there.
But like the circumstances were so like that morning that she disappeared, her and her husband went to work that morning together. Supposedly they got into an argument like on the way to work over like a vape pen. It's very specific, but they were arguing.
As one does.
They were like arguing over like a vape pen. I don't know what the specifics of the argument was, but
must have been a good vape pen,
right? She, and the way that I understand it, she left him, so dropped him off at work. Went back home, I think, to get her lunch or something like that, or maybe drop something off for her daughter. Had contact with her daughter and actually spoke with her and was like, hey,
Dad and I are fighting. Don't come home tonight.
Dad, like some sort of like conversation. And from her daughter's account, she claimed that her mom didn't seem off. Like there was nothing weird or suspicious that morning that, that was like off-putting by the daughter. Mm-hmm. So she ends up going back to work, but instead, I think like the last recording, there was like a video security camera footage of her 3 miles away, hiking like down like the highway or something like that. Like it's like one of the routes or whatever. Like I don't forget the specific route. But,
right.
That was the last actual sighting of her that morning, and then she goes missing. And I guess
how strange.
Yeah, and then they find her almost a year later, like in this forest
with a handgun.
With a handgun nearby. And now the other thing too was that I thought it was kind of weird, and I could be wrong about this, but I thought I read that they found her body positioned like standing upright in the tree. So it wasn't like they found her remains like in a bush somewhere or whatever. It's just like she was standing upright, kind of like pinned to this, not really like pinned, but like leaning on this tree as to the point where she was standing. Yeah.
How does that even happen?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what
structurally, how does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe it was like maybe a leaning tree back or whatever. But here's the thing.
Like bones though, like
it was skeletal remains or whatever but they were like upright on this tree essentially. I find that a little suspicious. I don't know if this is a newer article, so that might change. That was like the first thing I read, and that could be incorrect. But yeah, skeletal remains pinned up right on this tree, a handgun found near the body. Another thing too is like they noticed that there was no disturbance from like wildlife or animals or anything like that. So this body's just been sitting out here for like a year, essentially, like touched by like any sort of wildlife or anything like that. So that's when the doctor, the police were like, okay, I definitely suspect there's like some foul play going on here. Like this was like a staged murder or whatever, and. But there's also a lawsuit, I think, from the family against the New Mexico State Police because apparently they're claiming that they botched the case. So the family is saying, you guys like fucked up big time on this or whatever, and like now they have like a lawsuit against
it sounds like they did fuck up.
So yeah.
How do you have a whole ass skeleton leaning up against a tree and you can't find it?
Just like missed it or whatever? Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Unless, of course, which probably is what happened, the aliens just skinned her, dropped her back off.
Good. I'm pretty pumped for this Disclosure movie.
Oh, Disclosure Day?
But Steven Spielberg. I'm pretty. They did like an interview with Steven Spielberg, and basically, again, like this is like quoting like another quotable like source. I don't know.
You're quoting a quote.
Quoting a quote. I don't know if it's
of a quote from somebody else.
But apparently, he had said in an interview that what really pushed me to make this movie or something to that effect was the fact that like, okay, I have to tell this because this is like real. Like if after,
okay, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, he's like after doing all the interviews and like all the stuff that it's based off of, like it's like
so it's based off of a true story or something, or
it's my understanding that it's the events that happen in that film are essentially based off of like actual like events that kind of like drove him to make this movie. He's like, I have to tell this story because the people that I talk to, it's in my best judgment that I think
they demand I make this movie.
I don't know. He was like, if I didn't believe it, he's like, if I didn't believe any of this, like I wouldn't have made the movie. But I honestly think this is like legit. Now, yeah. If you take that
for audio listeners, I'm making a face of like, okay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like, yeah,
I don't believe that,
just because you believe it makes it true, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, but
oh, you know what? If there wasn't a guy down in South Carolina, looked like Mel Gibson running around tomahawking people, I don't think I ever would have made The Patriot. Like,
if I didn't believe Looney Tunes could play basketball with Michael Jordan,
I wouldn't have made this movie.
I wouldn't have made the movie. I didn't think
you're going to sit there and tell me that a Kryptonian flying around space in a cape and an underwear on the outside of his pants isn't real? I never would have made this movie.
You probably did. No, I would never. The thought would have never crossed my mind to take my talents. You mean to tell me if there was a sunken ship that hit an iceberg almost 120 some years ago, 100 years, that if that didn't actually happen, or I didn't think it was real, I wouldn't have made a movie about it? Well, James,
or the sequel where the pirates down in the Caribbean are turned into skeletons on the ship.
If I didn't think that was real, that I would have made a movie. Get the fuck out of here.
I like how Steven Spielberg is
like a Florida
drunk
man.
redneck. Yeah.
Like a drunk Florida man. So yeah.
Well, if I trust anybody with an alien movie, I guess it's Steven Spielberg.
I think what he was getting at that, if that's even what he even said, was
true.
Yeah, if that's even
again,
what
it's
it
a quote
was,
of a quote.
Quote of a quote.
Don't quote us. We don't know.
Don't quote. I don't know. That was like the last thing I saw about. If that's even what he said, maybe it's because I think it's arguably known, or people would argue he's probably one of the greatest directors of all time.
Arguably, yeah.
So maybe he's saying that like
under the belt. You got that's really it. That's all I know.
Maybe in his mind, he's saying, I could pretty much make any movie that I want to.
Okay, yeah.
I can invest it in any topic, and like this,
and that's true. He could.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like, and I'm so passionate about this because I actually believe in the work, and I feel like this is actually worth my time and effort. That's why I made this movie, because I think this is actually legitimate.
I can respect that.
Maybe that's where he was coming.
Yeah,
that was
that makes way more sense than
that's the only thing I can like.
I'm not going to make any movies unless it's based on fact.
Yeah, that's like how I kind of interpreted that, and maybe I said even if he said that.
Yeah. No, it does look really good though. I'm stoked for it.
It was on. They released like the trailer or whatever, and like on Reddit, like it showed like the actual alien in the movie, and it is creepy as fuck.
Is it what you seen back in your youth?
It kind of sort of similar to like the
gray skin.
The what's that movie? Fire in the Sky.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that cinematic,
which we have an episode about. Go back and listen.
Yeah, like the Fire in the Sky. It's kind of like that, it's like that interaction or whatever, but this is like, oh, no, it's kind of creepy. It's just trippy.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm going to watch that movie. It's like mentally fuck with me for like weeks.
Dude.
It's going to like break my mind.
Yeah. Like speaking of movies that mentally fuck you for weeks, I seen The Backrooms.
Oh, son of a bitch. How was it?
I loved it. And going into it, I don't really know anything about the lore of The Backrooms. I never watched the YouTube series, but like, I'm a sucker for analog VHS style horror.
So good.
The opening sequence was just fucking fantastic. I was like, this is going to be like a yearly watch for me. Halloween.
Like, it's A24. It's going to be good.
And I respect the hell out of the director, Kane. His name's online is Kane Pixels. But for a 20-year-old director to have the cinematography that he had in that movie was incredible. Like, and the practical effects, like it was all practically done. Except for like some of the weird CGI that happens at the end, but
did it show the entities?
It showed. I mean, spoiler alerts. It showed. Yes, it did. But they weren't really entities so much per se. Like it's like a slow roll. Like there's obviously going to be more. Like I feel like this is going to be like a franchise. This one did really well, so I assume that at least there's going to be a second one.
Yeah.
This is more like level 0, I guess.
Okay.
But you see like the still lifes. They're down there.
Yeah,
so Yeah, but it was definitely like a psychological like thriller. Like it was cool. It was really good.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like obsessed with the liminal space lore.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because liminal spaces don't really do anything for me, but I like the idea of like there being something in those liminal spaces.
I have so many TikToks saved of just like that liminal like lore and like horror and stuff like that.
Yeah. Some people are like scared of liminal spaces, or like there's like a feeling of, I was like, I don't get that. I don't get the feeling of like uneasiness when I see a real popular liminal space, I guess, is like the back rooms, like an empty, monotonous office building or something. It's like, this doesn't really do it for me. Like a dead mall, like walking through a mall where nobody is, that doesn't scare me. It's like, it just makes me feel sad, I guess.
Sure.
But like this movie, what it does well is, it's such a labyrinth, like the back rooms, I guess, just in general, is just such a labyrinth, and you know something's in there. Like that's the scary part.
Is that there? Yeah, that's why I asked
like,
about
there's
like
things
the
in
entities.
here.
Like, did you that because and if you're saying or you feel like they're going to make more, then then more of those entities will probably start showing up in like the future films.
Yeah.
It's just like one. There's one on TikTok where it was like a mall essentially you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the way that they filmed it. It's at the corner of your eye that you keep catching something moving in the background.
Yeah, see, that's the good stuff.
So like the guy, like it's like that found footage where the dude's like walking around this
just
mall,
like shaking
and he keeps like looking at the corner of it, and you can see like something shifting.
Yeah,
and then finally, like it's this like giant like fucking. I don't even know what it was, like how to describe it. So he's like running up like the down escalator, like trying to get away from this fucking.
You're gonna have to send that to me. I want to see that.
I haven't seen it. I gotta it's like.
But yeah, I really hope this is like a renaissance of like analog horror though, because it's very like it's a well done movie in the sense that it's like part Blair Witch, part high scale Hollywood production.
Yeah.
So it's not found footage the whole time, which I really enjoyed because. And I didn't know. We just decided to go on a whim. We were like, "Well, let's go see Backrooms." Like, starts in like a half an hour. Well, we were in Gettysburg, so the theater's right there. We get there like maybe 15 minutes before the movie's supposed to start because I looked online. It's like, oh, there's 93 seats available. Like we don't need to buy tickets now. We get in there and it's fucking packed. We had to sit in the front goddamn row. Yeah. And at 34 years old, I do not need to be sitting at the front fucking row anymore.
Unheard of.
Unparalleled.
Ridiculous.
I was looking up and left like the whole time.
Yeah.
But and like the one scene particular when again, I don't want to spoil anything for people that haven't seen it yet, but the main character ends up with the camera that they bring into the back room so he can document, So he's got the camera and just between looking straight up like a 14-foot movie theater screen and it just shaking it, I was like, I'm going to get fucking sick. So I can appreciate, because found footage is hit or miss for me. Like it's got to be at least decent camera work where it's not just shaking constantly.
Yeah.
I was like, but this was very well done. So definitely recommend going to see the Backrooms.
If I were to take a little guy to see it, do you think he would tolerate it? Is it that much of a thriller? Is it appropriate? Are there scenes like in it that are?
There's no like graphic violent scenes. There's like one at the end, but even that you really barely kind of see it. I guess. Would I take him? No, probably not. I feel like it'd be a too boring of a movie for him. It's not like super action heavy. But
he's big into that though.
Okay.
Like there's like a game on Roblox called Doors. That he's obsessed with. It's like you're walking around this like hotel and there's things chasing after you and stuff like that. And like there's entities.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I didn't really think it was all that scary. So I mean, if you think I would like just go watch it, like go fucking like Leitersburg or something on a Tuesday and just watch it on a $7 movie night, and then like come back and be like, hey, I watched it. Like let's go see it because I think you'll be okay with this now.
What's it rated? PG-13?
It might be rated R, but I really couldn't tell you. I feel like they swear a lot, but I could be wrong. It might just be misremembering.
That might be like a at-home movie night kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He's getting older, so that's what I'm saying. It's like that point now where it's like, okay, you can
I just show him like a, I don't know, like an introduction to horror movie kind of thing. Like I don't really know. I don't know what a good jumping in point. This might be a good jumping in point.
I'll look at the reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
It's more so like the gore and stuff like that.
There's really not any gore in it.
Yeah. swearing. I mean, like he knows not to say the repeat or whatever those
Yeah.
words are, but they can't like hide it. He's gonna hear the
Right.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
What I really appreciated was they really nailed that like late 80s, early 90s vibe.
yeah.
Like the girl,
Is that when it takes place in the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
it's like 90, like 2, 93, something like that,
Nice.
94-ish. But I was telling Allison, 'cause she's a therapist, like the secondary main character.
Mhm.
Her office, I'm like, that's what I want the basement to look like, like in our house. Like it's got like the perfect, that fucking couch. As soon as you see the couch, you're like, holy shit, I remember that couch. It's like that gray with like the pink and teal kind of like swirls or whatever in it.
Oh, we had that couch.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I was like, holy shit, like I forgot all
that.
about that couch.
Yeah.
I was like, but this is the vibe I want in my
like the
basement
90s.
one day.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Good
definitely
shit.
recommend it. Definitely
shit.
recommend going to see the Backrooms. A lot of good horror movies coming out. I feel like this. I didn't see it yet, but Obsession apparently was very good.
Yeah, I've heard that's the one. No, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of the one where it's the. I think it might even be called like Codependent or something like that. I think it's James Franco. It's the brother, right? Which one's the brother?
Dave Franco.
Dave Franco.
They're both brothers. I mean,
no, right? No, I'm saying like
not the famous one.
not the super famous one that's like blacklisted.
Yeah, James Franco's
like,
the famous one.
Yeah, okay. No, his brother I think is the one that plays in it.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of it.
I'm pretty sure it's him. And basically it's like him and his girlfriend, but like they kind of start like merging together.
Oh, Together.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Together.
Okay, yeah. They
I
kinda
watched
start-
that. That movie's fucking weird.
Is it?
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking weird, man.
like the whole thing behind it is like a toxic relationship, kind of sort of like the theme, like they're kind of codependent. I mean, that was like my initial understanding of it.
I mean, okay, so full disclosure, I didn't watch the first like 20 minutes of it, so
Okay.
I kind of jumped in late, but by the end of it, it was kind of a sweet love story by the end.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fucking trippy as hell, though.
I thought the whole premise behind it was just kind of like exploring the like complexities of like a relationship.
Yeah, I could see that.
And like the theme behind it is like there's moments where it's
Yeah,
good, there's moments
yeah.
where it's bad, you know, and it's like
It's
it could
definitely,
be-
it definitely has touches on those themes a lot because just from what I remember watching, it's very like bad at the beginning, but then they kind of flip flop a little bit. Like he's going through some stuff and she helps him, and she's going through some stuff and he helps her, and then so I can see that, and then by the end it works out.
people were like
in the most fucking goddamn bizarre way.
yeah, people were like, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
movie like makes me uneasy.
Yeah, when they start merging into each other and you see like their bones like through each other's skin. It's
Oh,
fucking
God.
weird. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
It's some fucking the thing shit right there.
Do you ever plan on watching it?
I mean, yeah, eventually. Well, you could spoil it for me. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is spoiler alert for Together. I think that's what it's called. But like at the end, you see them kind of. So it's a curse that this town has or something like that. And they fall in this pit, and that's what starts this whole fucking process.
Okay.
So like at some point you have to, I think, either like kill the person, like the other person. One of you has to like make the sacrifice to be killed, or you'll fuse together. And so like they choose to fuse together and like they coexist inside the same body, but they like keep each other's like features. Like there's different features. So it's like they combine their features together, and like the parents show up and it's like, hey, mom and dad. And it's just like the parents are like, what the fuck? And that's when the movie ends.
It's just like they're like kind of like a.
It's like a perfect version of themselves, kind of, quote unquote.
But is it still like two?
Like you can see it's James
body?
Franco's like face structure, but like the girl's like nose structure and eyes and stuff. It's like it's fucking trippy.
But is it grotesque? Like it
No,
looks
it looks like
it's
a normal
or
person.
like a normal person, or whatever.
But like, it's like that Uncanny Valley thing, where it's like, which
Okay.
ties in with liminal spaces. It's like you see it and it's like, oh, this is a normal person, but something's off about
Something's
them.
off about
Yeah.
it. Ooh,
Yeah, it's very much that.
Maybe that's what what people are saying. It's uncomfortable. It's like
Yeah.
an uncanny valley kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's definitely uncomfortable.
oh.
That's a good watch, man.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll watch it eventually. And, yeah, no, it's there's that. Yeah, there are a lot of good. I want to go see this new Hugh Jackman, The Death of Robin Hood. It's another A24.
Oh,
I
Hugh
just
Jackman's
found
on a
out
career
yesterday.
renaissance, apparently.
I just found out about it yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It was like he was in an interview talking about it, and basically he was saying it's like it's a different take on like the story that we know about Robin Hood, where he's like this hero, and it's like this uplifting story of him like
I take from the rich and give to the poor.
Where this one, it's more gritty and dark.
Okay.
He's like, no, this is kind of like a more fucked up version of Robin Hood, where he's like an outlaw essentially.
I like it. Well, that's what he was.
Yeah, but like it's like a more realistic take.
Yeah.
It's like this is like medieval New England. Like people were dying left and right.
Oh,
Like
okay,
it was
yeah.
like a tough time.
Oh,
So
good.
it's like him actually. It's not like that good feel good story that we were always like. Not the Disney version. It's like a real dark and
Right,
gritty.
right. Oh shit!
And it's like
That
an
sounds
older
good.
version. It's like an older version too. He's like an old man. At this
He's like
point.
old man Logan, only Robin Hood.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he's got like long hair and stuff, and he's like, "I'm Robin Hood, and I'm here to tell you my story," or some shit like that. Yeah, and it's like,
Damn.
it looks pretty good. I mean, it's still it was huge.
Dude, A24 is like
I fucking love A24.
they
It is
really
like my
stepped their
favorite
game
studio.
up. Yeah, they've like stepped their game up. I remember going with you to see The Green Knight, and I was like, this movie's kind of lame.
For A24, that was the first movie that I've seen from A24. Where I was like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't horrible,
Wasn't bad.
but
It was just very predictable. Like by the end, because he's like, if you do to me, I'm gonna do to you. Like one day, don't worry about it. So he like fucking cuts his head off. It's like, what? Well, now you know he's gonna come back to cut your head off, dude. Like, what the fuck did you do that for?
what does he say to him when he's like
I
when he
don't
like
remember.
accepts his fate or whatever?
Yeah, because he fights him for like the last like bag end of the movie, but he just knows that he can't win because he just keeps coming.
And doesn't he, yeah, and then he like that's when he like realizes, and he takes off the necklace or something like that. Or he takes off the crown or some shit. That's what it was, right? He takes off the crown. And,
Maybe something like that.
And he was basically he's like, well done. Essentially, like,
Yeah.
you had your realization or some
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. But no, it was one of those psychological. It's like, this is real life where your past actions have consequences, and eventually it'll catch up to you,
Catch
kind of
up to
thing. So
you,
it's
yeah.
like, but I was looking for more, I think, and from Green Knight. But then you just fast forward to Backrooms. I'm like, God damn, that was a good movie.
Fuck,
It's a good goddamn movie.
Yeah, next week and watch. Fucking yeah.
If you go, let me know because I would definitely want to see it again from further back.
Well, they moved it to Wednesdays at Leitersburg.
Oh, they do $7 Tuesdays and $8 Wednesdays.
Might make
Do with
that
that
happen
information
next
what
week.
you will.
I might make that happen next Wednesday.
Yeah.
We were talking about because we were going to take him to go see that goat movie. Not the goat, not the
sheep
goat movie.
Sheep
The
Detective.
sheep, yeah, that.
Well, also with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's great.
Shit. All right. Anyways, thanks for sticking around in the Cryptic Corner. Thanks for being here. Thanks for our infamous intro, for sticking around through that. So without further ado, we will get started on talking about some ghosts of Gettysburg. Nick, again, like I had mentioned, this is one of my favorite topics to discuss because obviously being a huge Civil War nerd and pretty much living in Gettysburg part-time, more or less, I see all these places and I like to hear people's experiences with Gettysburg and if they've had any paranormal experiences. I've talked about mine a couple times on the show. I know you haven't really had anything happen to you in Gettysburg, but you ever get that kind of vibe when you're in Gettysburg? It's not very often you're up there, but
Honestly, no. Like I've never had a spooky experience in Gettysburg. I've never felt like, sitting at like a cafe or a diner or something like that, and you see somebody in the corner of your eye, and then you double take again, and they're like gone or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I've never really had that experience. Kind of just feels like a wholesome town, honestly.
It is a wholesome
town.
town.
I just kind of gives me like Shepherdstown vibes, a little bit Frederick. It's just like a old not colonial, but like Civil War.
Colonial's like right.
Maybe
It's
that's the
Civil
right
War,
word.
yeah.
Yeah, just
it's
like,
modernized.
Yeah,
but
it's like an old historic town kind of thing. And now during the fall, during spooky season, it kind of becomes more like nostalgic, I guess.
Okay.
Because they really lean into like the haunted.
Yeah. I wish they would lean into it
Halloween.
more during the rest of the year, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
So there's that piece of it.
I thought for a long time, you know how like Salem like brands themselves the witch city,
Yeah.
and they've really ran with that. I'm like, why isn't Gettysburg just like we're the ghost city? It's just really run with that and draw some more tourists
that'd
in.
be cool.
Just really fucking brand it. But how their like high school team name isn't the Gettysburg Ghosts, I don't know. With like a sick all white uniform.
Like black and white.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm just gonna mark it for Gettysburg. Just be like, this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna put ghosts on everything.
Yeah. It's like
Ghosts and cannons.
Yeah, the cannons is like a big thing to you. But yeah, no, I've never really. I can't. I know you've like shared how you've had a couple paranormal experiences. I know my dad talked about a couple of paranormal experiences when he, visited a couple times, but I've never had. I wish, and we might have talked about it in the last episode, I wish he still had that black. He probably still does. But he has, or he had a BlackBerry from, this is probably 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, probably 06.
Yeah, something like that. And he had a photo on that BlackBerry that he took close to, there was like some random like cabin or something out there in a field, like a house or something like that. I think it was close to like the Firewatch Tower.
Oh, the Long Street Tower. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I think it was close to there. But he took a picture of it, and it looks like it's grainy, but there's a soldier, like an officer, sitting on a horse. Like, and I was like, okay, well, maybe this is like 20 years ago CGI or whatever, but no, he was like, I just took this picture of that. I didn't edit any of this shit. Like, this is what do you see? I looked at it, I was like, there's a guy sitting on a horse. It was just like a gray, like ethereal, yeah. Ethereal, like figure just sitting on a horse.
Incorporeal.
Ghost-like.
See-through.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like a puff of smoke, but you could see that it was like, some dude sitting on a horse.
You should ask him if he still has that picture.
Yeah, I should text him.
That'll probably turn into a whole other thing, but.
Well, I mean, like he has like his fair share of ghost stories.
Okay.
So, another time he said he was out there with like an army buddy back in like the 90s, and they were driving a Jeep, and they were going down one of the roads down there, and like the light started to flicker, and the radio started like flickering, and then he said it kind of shut off for a second, and we're like, well, lights. He saw like a shadowy figure, kind of like coming for like the headlights, kind of like a wave, kind of just like going over the highway.
Oh shit!
And he was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he was like, "I kid you not, it's what fucking happened." And now that I think about it, he's told me a lot of paranormal shit over the years. One time him and grandma were going down south because he was working night shift, and my grandma was working night shift at the time, so he picked her up, and they're coming back home on 70. And they said that they both saw like a giant like meteorite, like a fireball of light, just come flying over like 70 over the mountain or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Not really paranormal, but it could have.
It could have been. Could have been the Snallygaster drone going back to fucking Fort Ritchie.
This would have been like 2003.
Yeah.
2004. So 20 some plus years ago. But yeah. So yeah, that's probably the most paranormal experience that I've ever, Anything new happened to you since you've been?
No, nothing new has happened to me since I don't get around Gettysburg enough at night. I don't know if that's coincidental for nighttime paranormal and stuff. Like, I feel like anything can happen at any time. Yeah. But no, I haven't anything happened to me recently. I did ask our good friend Johnny K, who was a guest on one of our episodes way back, because he's had experiences there. And he was talking about one time he was doing a photo shoot before sunrise up by Oak Hill, which is where the Eternal Flame is. He's up. They have another observation tower over that way. He was up on the observation tower, and he's seen like a fog or a mist in a small part of the field go over or go through the field, and like you could hear voices and stuff coming from it. Yeah. And then it like disappeared. And I thought that was super interesting because that's I know exactly where that part of the field is, and that's called Iverson's Pits. So on the first day of battle, Alfred Iverson, I don't think he had any relation to Allen Iverson, the famous basketball player.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Would be some shit.
Was that?
He was Confederate. He was Confederate general.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Confederate brigadier general. Yeah. That'd be fucking shocking.
You're like, your great grandson is actually an NBA player. The fuck is the NBA?
Yeah.
He's also black. What?
No.
That's the John Bernthal part. Wait. No, but so there's an open part of the field there, and the Union forces were behind a stone wall on the opposite side. And they're marching through this field, the Confederates are, and they have no idea the Union position's there. So they get to like 75 yards away from where the Union position is. The Union soldiers stand up and just a line of fire and just kills like 90% or wounds 90%, killed/wounded 90% of his guys like instantly within like minutes. So there is a lot of activity, I guess, in that area. People claim to see the same thing where it's a string or a line of fog that marches across the field like in a perfect line and then vanishes in that same area. So I'm like, that's pretty cool that somebody has seen that for real.
Yeah.
There's a pretty interesting story about Iverson's Pits in general. They claim to see a phantom regiment over there as well, along with the mists going on. Witnesses at the pits frequently report seeing groups of soldiers, and nighttime visitors and park rangers have even reported looking out across the field on misty nights and seeing a fog that appears to shape itself into a long line of marching men. Witnesses describe watching a shadowy rank of soldiers move silently across the grass, only to drop out of sight or completely vanish into the air the moment they reach the area where the old stone wall stood. And there are a bunch of monuments there, so that makes sense. For decades after the war, locals claimed that the clover and the grass growing directly over the sunken pits grew deeper, more unnatural green than the rest of the field due to the blood-fertilized soil. So once all these Confederates were mowed down where they stood, they continued advancing. You know, they took the town or whatever, but all the Union or Confederate dead were still in this field, and it's, you know, now the farmer's problem who tended the crops there. So basically what he did was just dug very shallow graves parallel to where they had died and just pushed them in. So for years after that, people wouldn't eat or buy anything from this farmer for of the crops that he grew in that field because they were afraid that it was going to have some sort of spiritual exactly. Yeah.
You ate that corn on the cob, huh? That was really my penis.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It was enormous.
That was the wisest corn cob. So huge,
oh, it's delicious too. It's just, I mean, it's not what I wanted. But
fucking eggplant is
not
like
complaining, I guess.
It's like freaking. It's about the size of my forearm. It's like.
So when the massive shallow trenches were dug on John Forney's farm to bury the hundreds of North Carolina soldiers killed during July 1st, the soil was heavily saturated with blood and organic matter. In the years immediately following the battle, local farmers and tenants claimed that the wheat always grew noticeably taller, thicker, and unnaturally dark directly over the burial pits compared to the rest of the field. Because the crops thriving off of the mass graves looked so distinct, an eerie local superstition developed. People absolutely refused to eat any bread, flour, or food made from the grain harvested out of Iverson's pits. They believed the crops literally carried the essence of souls of the slaughtered men, and eating them would form a spiritual consumption. While the Forney farm became a legend, the concept also applied to many other spots on the field, known as like blood grapes and haunted wine.
I mean, I would be down for some haunted wine. Like, that sounds dope.
Yeah. A sister legend exists on the other parts of the battlefield where wild pokeberries or elderberries growing near heavy combat sites were said to bleed a deep crimson juice. Locals claim that if you tried to ferment them or make a home remedy, the liquid would taste like iron and copper, the taste of blood.
Hell yeah. That's fucking metal.
Literally. Tastes like
I mean,
iron.
I guess it literally is metal. I would say that's like, it's fucking badass. Like,
again, going back to the marketing, how the fuck does Gettysburg not have haunted wine? Sell that shit in the stores. That shit would go crazy.
I think you need to make some phone calls.
I think I do too. Like,
send some emails.
I don't know who I need to call.
You guys are missing out.
Say that you don't even have to prove that these grapes were grown on the battlefield. Just say that they were.
That's true.
Oh yeah, these were harvested from Devil's Den over, right behind
right there? Yeah,
Rock
right
Creek.
there.
Yeah.
But there's no crops. That's because it's gone now.
They're gone now. Yeah. There is what's funny is there is a farm lane that goes back, and Devil's Den's like right to the side of it. I've tried to walk through there because that would have been the advance the Confederates made to get to Devil's Den. And you really can't get through because it's a lot of swampy area and thickets and brush and all kinds of stuff. You could easily say that there's stuff in there, and that's how they harvest it, and that's where it comes from. And there would have been fighting on that side, and you'd be like, oh yeah, there's Devil's Den grapes, haunted wine.
It's haunted wine. You got a little spooky.
Go home with a member of Alabama right inside of it.
I drank this wine and now I'm seeing stuff.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, it happens. You know,
Where'd you get it from?
The Devil Den wine. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's that haunted.
Why is every voice we do an old Southern man?
Old Southern Florida. That's just like the voice. It's just like I'm sitting out there on my porch, just drinking my haunted wine and good old fashioned Devil's Den wine. That's the kind of old man I'm going to be.
What's that?
That's the kind of old man I'm going to be.
Yeah, just talking about haunted wine.
No, I'm going to be like a Southern old guy. Retire to like Florida and
you're just going to pick that accent up one day. Nobody's going. You're still going to live here, but
just be on a boat.
Yeah,
like Florida.
You can be anything on a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Going back to Iverson's Pits a little bit, back in the late 19th century, townspeople avoided the field at night because of reports of shifting, eerie blue and green lights floating just inches above the ground where the mass graves were dug. Paranormal circles, these are often referred to as grave fire or residual spiritual energy or will-o'-the-wisps. Remember will-o'-the-wisps being in Skyrim?
Fucking hate it.
Yeah, they fucking sucked.
Hate it. And it wasn't even, if I remember correctly, they weren't difficult to fight. It was just...
You couldn't hit them.
You couldn't see them. Yeah, they would like disappear and shit. And at a low level, they would like kick your ass. But then it got to the point where you would like one hit them eventually. But oh god, they weren't in Skyrim, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Were they in Oblivion? I remember them in Oblivion.
They might have been. Maybe it was both.
I don't know. Fucking swamp gas. My ass.
All right. Any thoughts on Iverson's Pits before we move forward?
This is the first time I've ever heard of like Iverson's Pits.
Yeah,
So I've always been under the assumption that as far as like a haunted brigade or like a haunted area where you hear voices and like see smoke, I always thought that was all just like Devil's Den, that whole area. And I always thought that Devil's Den was considered like one of the most haunted parts of Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah. That's the Valley of Death.
Because like Devil's Den's here, and then you have, isn't it Little Round Top and Big Round Top, and at the bottom is where Devil's Den is? Is that? Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, I didn't even know like that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
haunted wine. That's great.
It's a new one, huh? Yeah. I mean, because you're thinking of like day 2 of fighting. It was a lot of the casualties, like the bulk of the casualties come in day 2, but like day 1 was also like really vicious fighting. So, have you seen?
This is like another reason why I love AI. But have you seen the POV AI of a soldier at Gettysburg?
No,
you haven't seen that.
No,
it's pretty crazy.
I have to look that up now.
It's just he's like I think it was like from the Union's perspective. Then they like rope in like Abraham Lincoln like at the Gettysburg address or whatever. He's like you're sitting. It's like watching him give this like.
Oh, that's cool. That's what AI should be.
It's really cool. And then like it cuts to him like marching with like the soldiers. Then it cuts to him like eating the dry talk,
the hardtack,
like a cup of black coffee, just like sitting there, and then they're just like he's like running in this field and there's explosions and shit going on. And like it was really trippy. It was pretty neat. We got to find it. Maybe after this we'll look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Iverson's Pits. That's like I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah.
But of course, you're the person I would come to for like Gettysburg related or Civil War related stuff. Like there's a I don't know if you like know anything about it, but I was doing like research and the friendly ghost legend. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but one of the most famous Gettysburg stories involves a mysterious barefoot Confederate soldier, and witnesses describe him having long hair, floppy hat, a ragged uniform, and bare feet. But he reportedly appears to lost visitors, points them in the right direction, and when they go to turn to him, he's gone.
Oh shit! I've never heard of that one.
And according to the legend, he often says, "Well, what are you looking for?" Or no, yeah, he'll point it out.
Okay, do your old man Southern voice.
What you're looking for is over there. So I'm trying to find, what's the brewery out there? The
Appalachian Brewing Company.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Appalachian Brewing Company.
Trying to find what?
What? I'm sorry.
What?
The what? But what you're looking for is over there.
I like how he just says that no matter what.
Yeah, it
just points in the same direction. and
it's always the same direction. It's always the same thing.
Looking for Spangler Spring. What you're looking for is over there. Points the opposite direction. Okay, what about Cemetery Hill? Well, what you're looking for is over there.
But those are the same direction?
Yeah. Well, and that was a bad example. That actually is the same direction. Okay. What about Pickett's Charge? Oh, over there.
I'm looking for China. Or what you're looking for is over there. It's like, is this one of those AI? Like, it's like
Nantucket.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is over there. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Thank you. I think.
And he's gone. All right.
And he's gone. Yeah. So I've never heard, something like that. It sounds like you haven't either. And I feel like with Gettysburg, there's probably always so much lore because there's so much history there. You could probably like research it for 20 some plus years. And
you could spend your whole life researching it.
And you'll find more and more things about it. But Mr. Priest back in the day certainly was an expert.
To this day.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Is he?
He still does tours down in Antietam.
Oh, recently you saw it?
It wasn't recently that I seen him, but I feel like I sent him a message not that long ago because he popped up as like a person I might know on Facebook. And I was like, shit, Mr. Priest's still alive. Good. And I sent a message. I was like, hey, Mr. Priest, still doing tours? Oh, yeah, still doing tours down in Antietam. I was like, I got to come down there one day, just get a tour.
Breathe. Yeah. Yeah. No, him, Widener, I still talk to him. I don't want to talk to him, but it. And then, no, I think there's the only two that I've seen that are still kicking. I'm assuming, but yeah, you always find something new in Gettysburg. True. As far as
you have to think of because Gettysburg, people think a lot of people died there, and they did. I mean, there's 7,000 deaths, but when you compare that to the 50,000 casualties,
how many casualties were in the war? The overall,
whole war? Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
But because I'm not a history buff in Civil War, wasn't it between Gettysburg and Antietam? Didn't the most people die in those two single battles for the entirety of the war in the span of a week? A short time frame? Yeah, I mean,
Antietam was the single bloodiest day of the war, and then Gettysburg was the biggest battle fought of the war because that was 3 days. So there were estimated around, 166,000 troops total between Union and Confederacy. Plus, you probably have to imagine hospital staff, ambulance staff, cooks. There's probably 200,000 plus people in Gettysburg. And if you've ever been to Gettysburg, it's not that big. And there were 7,058 total casualty or total killed. So when you compare that to the total number of casualties being 51,112, 7,000 is not that big of a number per se. 7,000 people dying in one place is a lot of people. But where the big numbers are is the 33,264 that were wounded.
Yeah.
So for months after Gettysburg's over, and I feel like this is a reason why so many people will see what they see and experience what they do at Gettysburg. For months after the war, every farm building, every house that was usable was a field hospital. Yeah. I mean, when you have 30,000 people dying in a small space like that, I feel like the energy just gets trapped there somehow. I'm not pretend to be a paranormal expert by any means or how ghost theories come about, but when energy, if you subscribe to that theory that energy can be trapped and held in a place or whatever.
Just negative shit.
Yeah, trauma. And
didn't we do an episode on, now that you say that, it's kind of jogging my memory. That's what I love about us doing this is we're at that point now where we're we have a backlog in a library. It's wait, I thought we talked about that. That's how consistent we've stayed with it. But didn't we do an episode of Haunted Ireland or something like that? And there was a castle that you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just all this negative dark shit just happened there, and it's kind of that's the theory. It's just locked into this one.
Yeah, the type of stone that they used was able to trap the energy better, or something like that.
Yeah. And there's people reported seeing this dark demon dog or figure or something like that.
I think that I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of what it was called at the moment.
Gotta go back and listen to the shit now.
Yeah.
but
just the entity. It was just the entity.
The entity.
Didn't have a name.
It didn't have a name. Ooh.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah.
It's yeah, God. Shit keeps me up at night.
Yeah, but anyway, like having that many wounded and dead in one place over the course of 3 days is an insane amount of tragedy and trauma too. And I guess, like I said, if you subscribe to the belief that energy can be trapped, if it's just seeping into the soil and seeping into the bricks and seeping into every part of the town, like it does kind of create like a dome of just paranormal trauma.
Somebody should do a series about that. Like, that'd be cool. Like a fiction, like a fictitious, like, it's like a battleground kind of thing, and all like the negative energy from all the death just seeps into the soil, and it's created this like root system of like decay and death and negative, and like everything that grows there, like the town just becomes like
haunted wine.
Basically like haunted wine. And the town just becomes decrepit and like a hotspot of like paranormal. That'd be neat.
Sounds like Derry.
Basically, kind of like Derry, but not Derry. Like,
because that's copyrighted.
That would be copyrighted,
and we can't do that.
Can't call it. It's called the.
It's not it. It's the.
It's the. Okay.
All right. So then we're going to kind of cruise through a couple more here. You also had the Phantom Regiment of Cemetery Hill. So Cemetery Hill was a strategic crown of the Union line on the night of July 2nd, 1863. It was the site of brutal, pitch-black, hand-to-hand struggle when the Louisiana Tigers and North Carolina troops breached the Union artillery lines. Men were literally beating each other to death with ramrods, rocks, fence rails, etc. in the dark. The Phantom Regiment is one of Gettysburg's most famous overarching legends, but it manifests in a very specific, eerie way around the hill and the adjacent National Cemetery. What makes this worthy to note is that it isn't just one person seeing a ghost. For over a century, groups of tourists, night shift guards, and locals have reported looking toward the hill at night and seeing a dense glowing fog rolling across the high ground. As they watch, the mist organizes itself into a perfect uniform column of marching men. Unlike other areas where you hear screams, the Phantom Regiment is defined by its rhythm. Investigators frequently record what sounds like a massive body of men marching in absolute lockstep, the crunching of gravel, the low rhythmic beat of a phantom snare drum, and the faint tinny jangle of military accoutrements, such as canteens and bayonets clanking together. Witnesses who try to approach the formation state the entire column will suddenly drop into a depression in the earth or cleanly dissolve into the air. Paranormal researchers classify this as a massive residual haunting. The land itself is replaying the endless loop of troops moving up to secure the heights.
Interesting.
Quite. I did see that there was a Project Fear did a thing on that at one point. They were interviewing a guy who had supposedly seen this Phantom Regiment on Cemetery Hill. It's like, I never heard of that either, but that's pretty cool. It's like right next to where the Jenny Wade house is.
You said you like hear it, right? Like you hear like the
distant snare drums and clanking of metals. That's wild.
That
would give
me goosebumps.
I would probably legitimately piss myself if I seen something like that, because that is
not out of fear,
visceral. What?
Not out of fear though. Not scared.
I'd be hyped.
I was so excited. You know.
I couldn't imagine seeing mist and then all of a sudden they just turn into people.
That's like some Scooby-Doo Zombie Island shit. Right there. Ooh. I had a coworker one time. It's funny because he was at UPS years ago, like one of my first jobs out of high school. But he was really big into the reenactments. Oh yeah, he participates in them. And I see he's like the Cub Scout master thing over here at the school. I see him everywhere. But he was telling me one time that at the reenactments, I guess they were getting ready for one or something like that. And before everybody set up shop, maybe he or somebody he knew went out there and they saw a wagon being pulled across like a field. And he was like, "Oh wow, what is that?" Maybe they're really getting into character. And apparently, there was no scheduled wagon displays or whatever for that reenactment.
And they're not allowed to be out on the fields like that.
Yeah, or whatever, something like that. And someone was like, "Oh, you know what that was, right? It was a apparition of them going through and collecting bodies, throwing bodies in the wagon cart.
Oh, like an ambulance cart.
It was like an ambulance cart or whatever, and that's what he saw or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I bet those guys have some fucking stories because as far as I know, they get permission to camp out on the battlefields.
Yeah. Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah, like I can imagine just being like out there at night and just sit by and like you're again, if you subscribe to the idea of items and stuff being trigger objects, I think is what they're called.
So like lighting like a campfire there, or like
being in uniform, having like period accurate costumes or uniforms on,
brewing coffee,
yeah, like the smell of coffee.
Do that at night though, but like
I mean, making food or I don't know if they're allowed to have fires out there. I highly doubt that they are since it's a national park. Yeah. But just the campgrounds, like people being together, telling stories, and like probably playing like banjo or some shit like that. Yeah. I'm sure like that could drum up some, no pun intended, some paranormal activity of troops that were there. So I could definitely, I bet those guys have some fucking stories.
I bet you can go on Reddit right now and be like, hey, reenactors, like what's the craziest thing?
What's the ghost stories?
Like what's like the ghost story? I bet you $20.
100%.
It probably blows up with like, oh shit, I've been doing this for 15 years and here's what I've seen.
Maybe that'll be our next, when we revisit Ghosts of Gettysburg.
We'll do like a Reddit deep dive, and be like, okay, of course it's all like, firsthand accounts or whatever. Right. So, take it with a grain of salt. But like, here's what we found that's really interesting. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that. Hell yeah.
So I'm trying to stay away from like the obvious haunted places like Jenny Wade, Sachs Bridge, all that stuff. There is an interesting story of Kilpatrick's cavalry charge, and that's also down in the Valley of Death near Devil's Den, near Little Round Top and Big Round Top. Late in the afternoon on July 3rd, after Pickett's charge had already failed, Union Cavalry General Judson Kilpatrick, also known as Judson Kill Cavalry, decided he was going to have his own slice of glory. So he ordered a newly promoted 26-year-old Brigadier General Elon Farnsworth to mount a cavalry charge against the Confederate right flank. Farnsworth looked at the terrain and was horrified. The ground at the base of the Big Round Top was choked with massive boulders, thick timber, and heavy post and rail fences. It was physically impossible to ride a horse at a charge through it. Farnsworth openly protested, calling it a suicide mission. Kilpatrick essentially called him a coward. Furious, Farnsworth snapped, "General, if you order the charge, I will lead it, but you must take the responsibility." Farnsworth and 300 troops of the 1st Vermont Cavalry rode straight into a death trap. Heavily defended Texas infantrymen sheltered behind boulders and stone walls, easily picked off the exposed horsemen. Men and horses were shredded by crossfire. Farnsworth himself was shot multiple times, dying scattered amongst the rocks. One captain later wrote, "Each man felt that he was summoned to ride to death." Because this was a tragedy born of a reckless forced order, the residual energy around the southern base of Big Round Top and the Slider Farm is incredibly chaotic and active. I walk through there all the time, so I could definitely know the terrain that they're talking about. I've always been intrigued at where exactly the cavalry would have came from to go where they were going. Because, you look at it, it's like, that's stupid. That's a stupid idea. Who fucking thought of this? Kill Cavalry thought of it. Judson Kilpatrick. But anyways... So this is one of the few places on the battlefield where the hauntings are explicitly non-human. Dozens of horses were slaughtered in their tracks during the charge, so visitors hiking near South Confederate Avenue after dark frequently report the heavy, terrifying sound of phantom horse hooves pounding through the woods at a full gallop, accompanied by the distinct frantic snorting and whinnying of panicked animals, only for the sounds to abruptly stop when they reach the clearing.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Why is that?
It makes me uneasy.
Well,
like, could you imagine walking out in Gettysburg like high as balls? Like just taking a big old drag of some good kush, and then you go
Benjamin
out there.
Franklin.
So Benjamin Franklin, and just going out there, and you hear that, you'd have like the biggest fucking panic attack.
I would. I don't have to be high as balls to hear that and like hear a thundering troop of cavalrymen charging down the hill at me.
The reason why I say
not, I'd be like, what's the fucking?
I'd have a fucking panic attack without the weed. No, I'm saying, but I'm saying, like making yourself more sensitive to possibly perceiving things.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd have like a full
more locked in.
Yeah, like you'd be fucked.
Zoned out, but locked in.
Yeah, you'd be fucked. But it makes me. It's just the thought of hearing horses that are like, maybe it's because as a human, as a person, you go to war, you understand, and of course I've never been to war in any capacity, so like I can't really speak from experience, but I would imagine, war is not pretty. And, it's often gruesome.
I believe it's also been said war is hell. So, yeah,
exactly.
not pretty.
So I'm saying, not pretty, war is hell kind of thing. So, as a person,
a pedestrian,
we can kind of perceive like all of the atrocities and everything. But as a horse, to our understanding, they're conscious. They feel things, but, they're kind of just like fight or flight mode kind of thing.
I guess. Yeah.
So, like, this poor animal was just like freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what am I doing here? I didn't ask for this shit. I'm being forced into this, and it's just them like careening.
To be fair, the men in this charge also felt the same way. So if the horses felt that way, the men definitely felt that way.
Yeah, but I'm saying like at least from like the man's perspective or whatever, like the human perspective. Yeah, maybe they were like forced into this position or whatever, but at least they have an understanding of like what they're actually like going into.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean that's like because when you walk that ground, like I said, I've always tried to figure out where the charge actually came from to run through that particular part of the battlefield. Because when you walk down Confederate Avenue, you see where Longstreet's advance would have been. Well, they would have had artillery all along that ridge, plus more like it had mentioned infantrymen. So you're getting a cavalry charge where you're just running through, I mean, probably 15, 20 cannons are firing in your direction, plus infantrymen on both sides of you.
It's just fucking slaughtered.
It's just
slaughterhouse.
It's just
at that point.
A death trap. It's just stupid. Like when you like, I understand back then tactics were way different, but
I wonder what would have like drove him to make that decision.
It said he wanted his own piece of glory if he was really that self-centered about it, because like it had mentioned Pickett's charge had already been repulsed. Not a lot of them probably knew, but you probably could see it from where their position would have been, that the Confederates were retreating. So he's probably like, oh, they're on the run. Right now is the chance that if I want to have my moment of truly crushing the Confederate line and getting my name in the papers or whatever, this is my chance. And he runs in. And he's like, all right, everybody go that way. And then what the fuck are you talking about, sir? Like, do you not see what is up there?
I shouldn't laugh because it's horrible, but yeah. Like, who was like the one logical guy?
Judson Kilpatrick was the one logical guy. He's like, if you do this, I'm not taking responsibility for this. This is your fault. Or Farnsworth. Farnsworth was the guy.
It's like that? You want us to go through that? That's a fucking meat grinder.
This is a suicide mission. What are you talking about right now? We're done. The day's over. The battle's over.
No. It's done when I say it's done.
Yeah, pretty much. You get your ass out there, or I'm going to tell your whole family you were a coward.
Did you see the...
And that was worse than death, being called a coward, and not getting back to your own town. Oh, did you hear about Farnsworth? Oh, that guy's a bitch.
Yeah. My whole life has turned upside down since that came. My wife left me. My kids left me.
I can't get an erection.
My animals left me. Like
my pet rock left.
My parents wrote me a correspondence and told me they disowned me. They've been dead for 15 years. Like,
oh my God.
Like my whole life has just been...
I got a Ouija board in the mail from them. I don't know. Just to tell me. They're really disappointed in me.
Yeah, they contacted me from beyond the grave. My whole life is just in shambles now.
Oh, because that goddamn Kilpatrick.
Because he called me a bitch. He called me a coward. And it got out.
Saved 300 men from dying, but they don't talk about that part.
No. Oh, they focus on the negatives. Nobody focuses on the positive. Just all the negative.
I like how even the Union guys have Southern accents.
Did you see the remake of it was on Netflix, All Quiet on the Western Front?
No.
Like basically the ending is essentially that whole concept.
Oh, really?
So like the war is pretty much done at this point.
Right.
All the soldiers are burnt out. They're like, okay, like we fucking lost. Like we're, and the one general is like, no. You know, the treaty.
It's 4:58.
Basically.
Last time I checked, the American workday doesn't end until 5.
Basically. You go clock the fuck back in for those last 2 minutes. Yeah, it was like the treaty was supposed to end at like, afternoon the next day at like 12 or something. And basically that's what it was. It was like 11. So he's like, no, we're going back in the trenches. We're going to do one more fucking charge. And like all the whole reason why is just glory. Yeah. Like this general sitting up in this freaking like
Yeah.
estate eating like fucking
Steak and lobster
5-course meal while
yeah.
his soldiers like in these trenches. He's like, no. I have a reputation to uphold.
Yep.
I have a name that I have to honor. You get back out there.
Yep. That was how it was back then. I mean, I can't speak for, was that World War One?
That was World War One. Yeah.
I can't speak for World War One, but definitely Civil War. The more glory you had, the better options you had going forward post career.
Yeah.
Like politician, a lot of them aspired to be just historical figures. I mean, that's what you aspired to be back then.
Yeah.
A name in the history books. But yeah, that's pretty crazy to think. And then to build on that, investigators using night vision equipment are doing solo vigils in those woods down around that area have captured visual anomalies of riders moving rapidly through the dense trees where a modern horse couldn't possibly navigate, replicating the desperate scattered retreat of Farnsworth's broken brigade. Paranormal groups note that EVPs captured in this specific sector tend to be highly aggressive, emotional, and frantic compared to the calmer parts of the battlefield. It's as if the spirits of these cavalrymen are still trapped in the immediate furious adrenaline rush of being forced into a meat grinder by their own commander.
Yeah, so they called it a meat grinder essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically
really what it was. It was a slaughter pen. Literally and figuratively, they're riding through a farm that has a literal slaughter pen on it, but that's what they turned into. I can't imagine that level of horror to like, if you could, that's why I say like AI could be used for some really ingenuitive things or ingenious things or whatever you want to call it, intuitive. I always thought that, as we progress as a society, for people like me, when you go to these battlefields, if it would, like the National Park Service or whoever would invest in like virtual reality augmentation with AI features, where you could take a guided tour to the spot on the battlefield you want to see, put on the VR headset, and with like the addition of AI, it helps mold the terrain around you into what it would look like back then.
Yeah.
And then you could be like, okay, I want to see Farnsworth's cavalry brigade charge through here. And you would be able to see that play out in real time in front of you, just to like see like the carnage that ensued. Like that's something that I feel like we should invest in our future. I don't know how it would work. I'm not smart enough to know how it works, but it should be a thing.
Well, I mean, because we were talking about it before, like AI is like, it's a double-edged sword. Like it's going to do really, really great things, but it's also going to do like fucking horrible things.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. This would be a really great thing.
And you
could use that for any battlefield anywhere.
Like I was talking earlier about the Civil War soldier POV.
Right.
There's another one where it was like D-Day.
Yeah.
And it starts off with like the dude in like the freaking U-boat, or not the U-boat, but like the boats like crashing the beach or whatever. And it's like, and it's basically that perspective of like what that was like.
The best that we have though, kind of like Saving Private Ryan. That opening sequence is still the greatest war scene I think of all time.
I've ever made.
Yeah, really,
it's so freaking good.
Like why we can't get that for a Civil War movie, I don't know, but yeah, to be able to go to Gettysburg and look across Pickett's charge field and be like, okay, time to put on the goggles, and the guide will tell you like, here's what's happening, here's what's going to happen. You put the goggles on, this is what you're going to see, and like can stop and start, and like it's going to be like a virtual presentation using AI to help clear the landscape, put soldiers where they're supposed to be, et cetera, and then be able to take them off and be like, okay, now you see what it looks like now as opposed to what it looked like then, and like how things have changed, and that kind of stuff. It would just be a really cool thing. But
I mean, there's a lot of AI initiative right now, so yeah, we could definitely see that being a possibility because we're still in the early stages of it.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it'll be crazy what it's like in 5-10 years.
Oh my God, 10 years, it's going to be out of control. It's going to be out of control if it doesn't get outlawed by then.
I know. There's like a lot of push for it right now, more regulation, but we'll see. Well, I'm all for it. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move into town just a little bit. I've got like two more that I want to touch on. And like I said, we can revisit this probably multiple times, like probably a yearly thing. If we're coming up on the anniversary of the battle, we could talk Ghosts of Gettysburg till the end of time. If you drive north on Stratton Street and cross the railroad tracks, you'll find a small grassy corridor known as Coster Avenue. Tucked behind modern buildings and marked by a massive historical mural, this was the site of the Battle of Coon's Brickyard on the afternoon of July 1st. Colonel Charles Coaster's Union Brigade was sent here on a literal suicide mission to hold off an overwhelming wave of advancing Confederates so the rest of the retreating Union Army could escape through the town's streets. They were completely flanked and butchered in a matter of 20 minutes. This spot is famous for one of the most heartbreaking stories of the war. After the retreat, a Union sergeant was found dead near the brickyard, completely unmarked by violence except for a bullet wound. Clutched tightly in his cold hands was a small photograph of his 3 young children. He had spent his final dying moments staring at them, and he carried no identification, and it took a national newspaper campaign to eventually identify him as Sergeant Amos Humiston of New York. What makes this avenue a fantastic recommendation to check out if you're a paranormal investigator is that it's, one, not a part of the National Park Service, so it doesn't close when the rest of the park does. It's just in town. And local investigators note that the electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, are incredibly strong here during the day. Investigators capturing audio frequently pick up sharp, authoritative military shouting and the metallic clatter of equipment, as well as distinct, intelligent responses when addressing Sergeant Humiston by name. So that's pretty interesting. They get EVPs during the day instead of at night. But it doesn't matter because you can just go there whenever. I've been by there, I think. I don't think I've ever really stopped. So maybe I'll have to check that out next time in town.
Get yourself a nice EVP machine.
You mean EVP? Like your phone is one.
Oh, true.
You get a voice recorder app on your phone. That's a spirit box.
I should, little guy can give me all the deets about all the different. There's a game he plays called Demonology, and it's like all the different ghosts.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, you would think, but that's why I was asking about like the back rooms, like how, because this game like,
it scares the balls off of me.
Scared the fuck shit, but he's sitting there like, oh, that's just a fucking banshee. Like, why are you being such a bitch about it? Like, that one's my favorite tool, though, the spirit box.
Yeah. Have you ever like used it and actually caught anything with it?
No. Just more ads. Because I don't pay for this. I don't pay for the premium one.
I'll pay for premium spirit box. And I had one more here. This is the Pennsylvania Hall at the Gettysburg College.
Ooh, I bet you there's some crazy shit that goes down there.
Yeah, just you wait. The stately building with massive white columns was built in 1837. During the battle, it was seized by the Confederates to be used as a lookout post. General Robert E. Lee himself used the cupola. It was used as a massive field hospital as well. For decades, students and night shift security guards have reported looking up at the locked cupola after hours and seeing a shadowy figure pacing back and forth. On a few occasions, the figure has been seen frantically gesturing down to the campus below as if trying to warn approaching Confederate advance. And this is the craziest fucking story I've ever heard of what I'm going to say next.
It's like
this is bizarre even for me.
I was like, there's always a nugget. There's always like something that's like going to happen. I'm like, it's always okay. I'm ready.
There was an incident in the late 20th century where two college administrators stepped into the elevator on an upper floor of this dorm room intending to go to the first floor. Instead, the elevator skipped the first floor and dropped into the basement. When the doors opened, the modern hallway was gone. They found themselves staring directly into a chaotic, blood-drenched 1863 field hospital. They saw doctors amputating limbs, heard the agonizing screams of dying men, and smelled the distinct, overpowering odor of copper and unwashed bodies. Terrified, they jammed the door close button, and when it reopened on the first floor, everything was normal.
I feel like that's been taken straight out of a movie. Like that, yeah. I love it. It's
no notes. No notes.
I love it. It's like...
I've only heard that happening in one other place, the Cashtown Inn, where in the basement somebody is quoted as seeing in the basement the same kind of thing, a field hospital, where like all the like water heaters and stuff like that it's all gone. It's just people being amputated, and that would just be fucking. I can't even fathom it. Hey, where are you going? Lobby.
Gotta go to the lobby. I gotta go to the basement. Ding. Trip the breaker.
We gotta get him out of here now. Where's the saw? Oh, my leg. My leg.
That's enough of that, dude. My mind went.
We go back to like my idea of augmented reality and seeing stuff like that, just on like a way more crazy scale. But
imagine like 100 years from now, 200 years from now, like some hotel in LA, California somewhere at like Porn Central or whatever.
Here we fucking go.
And they go down to the basement.
You're staying at the Bellagio.
It just then opens up and it's fucking Ron Jeremy just like railing. Like, whoa, this isn't the basement.
It's a huge like porn stars of past orgy going on down there.
It's like I think I saw this one time on porn.
Slowly go back up. How was your stay at the Bellagio today? I think I just seen Ron Jeremy in the basement riding an ostrich. Oh no, that's just he's just down there.
It's like, is this place haunted? No, that's actually Ron Jeremy. Oh my god!
There was so much bodily fluid down there.
There was so much fluid.
Yeah, we tried to get him out, but he just can't get him to leave.
so much ectoplasm. Not ectoplasm. That was the real stuff.
Frankly, I'm afraid to go and ask him.
It only happens on Tuesdays.
Which is nice. However, the cum stays, and it is everywhere.
One of these days I'm going to work the courage to just get off the elevator and go talk to him. But I've been working here for 15 years and I still can't do it.
I'm afraid he's going to talk me into blowing him, and
I will not be doing it.
I'll be damned. I've been employee of the month at this Bellagio for 13 years straight, but I will not stoop to that level. Not again.
What was that?
Thanks for your business.
Yeah, come again.
but not like that.
Because he certainly is down there.
Oh man, yeah, off the rails.
No, that's like interesting. I feel like that happens a lot, or at least that comes up a lot in like the haunted sphere of.
Where entire rooms turn into
where it's like
a residual, like it's playing a movie.
It's like a portal or something like that, like a dimension. Yeah,
I have like a fringe theory where I think that, like, we have our timeline that we're living in, and it's based off of like the Avengers, basically, where you take one thing out and it splits the timelines into like multiple different ones, and you have to clip the timelines back like the TVA does.
Yeah,
but I feel like there's. Again, this is a fringe theory. I don't know if I truly believe to this theory that I've come up with. This might not be something I came up with. This might be out there just in normal conversation. That every once in a while, our timelines that have separated can somehow merge back together. So, like, even though we're living in 2026, multiple other timelines, the Battle of Gettysburg is happening just right now. So, like, it bleeds through to our universe. Through like a parallel,
and that's how we see,
and that's how you see ghosts fighting battles over and over again. Because in every timeline, the Battle of Gettysburg is happening through different results or whatever, but the actions are still the same.
Sure.
So I don't know how it would like bleed back in together, other than it like we're in like the prime timeline, or at least to us, we are in the prime timeline. So like whatever the real prime timeline is, just kind of melds it together in some way. Yeah. Steam coming out of the ears. It's a French theory, man. I'm telling you, it's out there. It's out there, man.
Well, that's the whole.
I'm sure a quantum mechanics, physics major could be like, oh yeah, that's totally plausible.
I forget,
like string theory or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, but I forget. Recently, I read something. There's some guy like kind of explaining it, like a physicist or whatever. And he was like, we tend to think that like time is like linear.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's more like expansive, whatever. So like, I forget how he explained it, but like hearing him explain it kind of like blew my fucking mind. I was like, holy shit. So and then I think he gets to the end of it and he's like, and essentially that's why if there's ever any possibility of like time travel happening, it would be in this scenario right here. Because we tend to think of it as like point A to point B, but it's not. It's kind of like
a big loop.
It's like expansive or whatever.
What's
like everything is like
something lobe.
So I don't know. It's like it's all like happening at once. It's already happened. It's like in the past, but it's also in the future. It's currently still happening.
Yeah.
And it was like it's not linear. It's like expansive.
Yeah. So apply that to this theory.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's possibly.
In every version, Ron Jeremy is coming his ass off in the basement of the Bellagio. Anyways, I think that'll wrap up this episode of Shadows and Sightings.
He certainly didn't wrap it.
Oh no.
He's actually in like a lot of shit right now.
I thought he was dead.
Did he die?
I thought he was dead.
He might have died.
I feel like he did.
No. I thought now I gotta know. I thought he was recently just arrested.
Yeah, but I thought he died before that or something. Anyways, that'll wrap up this episode of Shadows and Sightings. As always, you can follow us on social media. Facebook, Shadows and Sightings, a paranormal podcast. Instagram, Shadows and Sightings pod. Or send us an email, shadowsandsightings@gmail.com. Did you find it yet? Did you?
Oh, I thought you were wrapping it.
I am.
Oh, no, he's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Still alive.
I thought he died.
Only 73. I thought he was much older than that.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the porn stars that look like Ron Jeremy. It's a rough man. Even in prime Jeremy, I don't get it.
Prime Jeremy.
Like, sure, you got a 12-inch dick, but like the rest of you does like.
You look like a slob. You look,
he looks like a hobo.
You look like. Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Shadows and Sightings. When we see you guys next, well, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to say. Thanks for listening to this episode of Shadows and Sightings. Anything else you wanted to add to this episode?
It looks like a thumb. Like a fucking thumb.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
No, it's always a fun time talking about ghosts. I do like your idea of maybe like the next time we revisit, whether it's Gettysburg, revisit.
Yeah.
That we do try to find like just an episode on candid experiences from like what can we source from the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, this is, what we found.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
So thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll see you guys next time when we talk about all things spooky.